Alright, 8th graders, today we're talking about multiplication property of exponents. So we're going to be multiplying numbers that have exponents in them. And your essential question is, can you multiply two powers that have the same base? So you'll remember that the base is the number that has the exponent attached to it. So the 4 would be the base in this case, and the 3 would be the power or the exponent. So 2 squared times 2 to the 4th. Well, 2 squared is 2 times 2 times 2 to the 4th is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So what we actually have here is 2 to the 6th power, because there are 6 2's. So let's try the next one. Negative 3 squared is negative 3 times negative 3. And we're multiplying that by negative 3 to the 4th, which is negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3. So again, I have negative 3 to the 6th power. Now, you have to include those parentheses, because if you don't, negative 3 to the 6th power, this negative is just a negative 1 times 3 to the 6th power. So this is only on the 3. This 6th power is on the negative 3, so it's negative 3 multiplied each time. This one up here is 6 positive 3's and a negative 1. Alright, so 7 to the 3rd power times 7 to the 2nd power. So that's 7 times 7 times 7, and then times 7 times 7. So I get 7 to the 5th power. I believe you should be able to notice the pattern. All we do when we're multiplying exponents with the same base is add the exponents together. So 5.1 times 5.1 to the 1st power times 5.1 to the 6th power is just 5.1 to the 7th power. Negative 4 squared times negative 4 squared. I just do 2 plus 2, and I end up with negative 4 to the 4th power. 10 to the 3rd times 10 to the 3rd, I do 3 plus 3, which is 6, so I end up with 10 to the 6th power. And 1/2 to the 5th times 1/2 to the 5th. 5 plus 5 is 10, so I end up with 1/2 to the 10th power. So I already described the pattern. The pattern is that you add the exponents when you multiply powers with the same base. But the key is same base, and this only works when you're multiplying. Alright, let's move on. Oh, then we have a to the m times a to the n equals a to the m plus n is what you need to write, because we know that all you do is you add the exponents, and that gives you your new exponent for your answer. And yes, we know that when we add the exponents, we get the answers in the 3rd column. Alright, take a look. Multiplying powers with the same base. So once again, 2 to the 4th times 2 to the 5th gives us 2 to the 9th. This negative 5 right here, this first one, is just negative 5 to the 1st power. If there's no power there, it's to the 1st power. So our answer would be negative 5 to the 6th power. And I'm going to let you do the other two for homework. Now, raising a power to a power is different. So, when we raise a power to a power, we multiply exponents. Alright, so we multiply 3 times 4, and we end up with 3 to the 12th power. Because, let's take a look at w to the 5th raised to the 4th power. Here's why. We have w to the 5th times w to the 5th times w to the 5th times w to the 5th. So we have w to the 5th 4 times. And then if I did all of those out, I would have 5 w's, 5 w's, 5 w's, and 5 w's. So when I end up with all of that, I have w to the 20th power. And 4 times 5 is 20. So y squared raised to the 3rd power would be y to the 6th power. And negative 4 to the 3rd power raised to the 2nd power would be negative 4 to the 6th power. Raising a product to a power is the exact same as raising a power to a power. So you multiply exponents, but you also have to distribute. So you multiply the exponents, but you multiply it to every exponent in the parentheses. So this is essentially 2 to the 1st, x to the 1st, and I'm raising that to the 3rd power. So I distribute, and I end up with 2 to the 3rd power, x to the 3rd power. And we never want to leave a number to a power because we can figure that out rather easily. 2 times 2 is 4 times 2 is 8. So this is 8x cubed for my final answer. Alright, take a look at the next one. We have x to the 1st, y to the 1st, raised to the 2nd power. So we distribute the 2 and end up with x squared, y squared as our final answer. On this one, we distribute the 4, so we get 5 to the 4th, y to the 4th. And 5 to the 4th would be 25 times 25, which is, I believe, 25 times 25, 625, y to the 4th, I believe. Somebody check my 25 times 25 math. And the last one, we distribute the 8 to the 2, so 2 to the 8th, and x squared to the raised to the 8th power would be x to the 16th. 2 to the 8th is 2 times 2 is 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, and 128 times 2, 256, x to the 16th. Alright, so I have some problems for you to do. Go ahead and try 1 through 9, see what you come up with, and have a great night.